now let's move to our knife. And it's a little bit harder to do this with an underpainting with just a knife. It's possible, but you're going to have to wait a while for it to dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my underpainting with my brush. And then I'll come back on top of that with my knife. Okay, so we're just going to get somewhat of a circular shape with the yellow ochre. It actually had a little bit of green mixed in there, but that's okay. And then I'm going to take my knife and load some paint on. And we're going to do the same thing we did with the brush. Just making quick little swipes. You may find this easier to be more abstract with. So I'm going to add some white now. And you're really doing exactly the same thing, you're just doing it with your knife instead of your brush. So you're moving from darkest to lightest. You may want to go back and put in a little bit in between. Okay, so now let's do another one with the palette knife. We're going to do a cool background and a warm flower. So we're using the green this time. And I'm going to need to get out a little more of my pink paint. Okay, and we're just going to do the same thing, starting with just the pure paint. And we'll be adding a little bit of white. So when you're using the palette knife, your flowers are going to be much more abstract, and your leaves can be very abstract. So let's add some leaves here. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of yellow ochre and a little bit of sap green, and you can just pull that across. Add a little bit of white in there if you want to. Pull down a stem. So I'm just giving you some options, really. Your hydrangeas can look as loose as you want them to as far as the structure goes, and you use basically the same method with color using a knife or using a brush. You begin with an underpainting, and then you build your color up on top of it, and then add your greenery around it. Okay, so you can practice with both the knife and the brush and see which one you prefer, which one you like better. You may like to do a little bit of both, and that's okay too.